What kind of home should you live in during retirement to avoid regrets? After working hard your entire life, it would be truly disappointing if your final home were uncomfortable and lonely. Today, I want to talk about homes where you can live comfortably and happily, even if you're living alone. In your later years, what kind of home will truly become a sanctuary for us? If you like today's topic, please subscribe and hit the like button. It'll repay you with great content. To help enrich your golden years, first, you should choose an urban senior housing option. Many people dream of moving to a quiet countryside with fresh air after retirement, living alongside nature. But Schopenhauer said, solitude is a friend to the wise man, but an enemy to the foolish. In other words, some people enjoy living alone, while others do not. A peaceful life in nature is wonderful, but will it guarantee a happy retirement for everyone? Especially for those living alone. In old age, urban convenience may become even more important. In fact, recent housing trends for elderly single households show a clear preference for urban senior housing. Why is that? First, it's about access to medical facilities. As we age, we need to visit hospitals more frequently when unexpected emergencies occur. Having a general hospital or specialized clinic nearby that can respond quickly provides tremendous peace of mind. High-quality medical services concentrated in urban areas are crucial factors in determining quality of life. During our senior years, if you live in the countryside, you might need to travel for hours to reach a hospital, which could lead to fatal consequences. In emergencies, even routine checkups can become a significant burden. Therefore, access to medical facilities is absolutely critical for elderly single households. That's not all. Urban areas are far more advantageous for enjoying cultural life. Movie theaters, museums, concert halls, art galleries, and various leisure facilities are concentrated in cities. If you want to continue hobbies or learn new things after retirement, having these facilities nearby is beneficial. For example, if you enjoy attending opera or classical performances, living on the outskirts inevitably creates constraints on your leisure activities. Also, when you want to participate in lifelong learning courses or various community activities, urban infrastructure offers much richer options and wider choices. An active cultural life plays a decisive role in enhancing mental health and life satisfaction. During senior years, transportation convenience is another crucial aspect that cannot be ignored. Public transportation is convenient, and it's easy for children and friends to visit. With well-established bus and subway lines, you can move freely without a personal vehicle, which is a huge advantage for seniors who find driving difficult. If children have to drive long distances to visit, the frequency of visits will naturally decrease. Being able to meet beloved family and friends more often is vital for alleviating loneliness and maintaining social relationships in old age. Additionally, using taxis or other transportation services when needed is much more convenient in cities. All these factors are key elements that make life in old age more prosperous and convenient. Schopenhauer held a cynical view of human relationships, but he also deeply contemplated the impact of solitude on human. He said only those who can enjoy solitude can truly experience freedom, but that doesn't mean complete isolation. Rather, we can choose true solitude only when various social networks exist around us. This means an environment where you can choose solitude when you want it and connect with society whenever needed. Urban senior housing fulfills these needs. You can use various services and interact with people when necessary and have your own time whenever you want in an environment that provides this. For example, premium senior residences like Lot Constructions VL Lewis offer hotel-grade services and are hugely popular. Meal services, cleaning services, concierge services, and more, plus medical consultations and health management programs. available within the complex. This is why residential spaces that combine living amenities, medical services, and cultural facilities beyond simple housing are gaining attention. Ultimately, in retirement, convenience and accessibility become important factors. An environment where you can socialize with people as you wish and also have your own time. That's what urban senior housing can provide, rather than simply chasing romance. A choice that considers practical convenience will create a retirement without regrets. Second, you should choose active senior housing. What image comes to mind when you hear senior housing? In the past, senior housing was often associated with a place where frail elderly people lived together. There was much misunderstanding that it wasn't much different from nursing homes, but Schopenhauer said, life is a perpetual effort to avoid boredom. In other words, people constantly want to do something. Today's elderly population is quite different from the past due to increased life expectancy and advances in health management. They are much more active, and younger seniors more and more. Active seniors are actively participating in social activities, enjoying leisure, and taking care of themselves. They go beyond simply resting, constantly seeking new experiences and trying to find vitality in life. Reflecting this trend, housing for active seniors is gaining great popularity. Unlike traditional senior housing, active senior housing focuses on supporting autonomous and independent living. For example, they're equipped with various exercise facilities within the complex, such as fitness centers, swimming pools, and golf practice ranges. Residents can manage their health with guidance from professional trainers, learn new exercises, and maintain an active lifestyle. This goes beyond simply providing facilities. It plays an important role in raising awareness about health promotion in old age and encouraging practical activities. Also, facilities for social interaction, such as cultural courses, club activities, and community spaces, are considered important. They help residents share hobbies, make new friends, and alleviate social isolation. Cooking classes, language learning, musical instrument lessons, and various programs are operated to encourage resident participation. They provide an environment where you can live happily without loneliness, even while living alone. Schopenhauer believed humans are not essentially social animals, but neither are they beings who pursue only solitude. Appropriate social interaction is an important element that breathes vitality into life. Active senior housing provides such spaces for interaction. Through lectures and workshops, you can learn new things, exchange opinions with diverse people, and broaden your horizons. This goes beyond simply passing time. It becomes a process of finding meaning in life and growing. Also, people with common interests naturally gather to form clubs and develop a sense of belonging and solidarity through activities. Such social activities have very positive effects on maintaining mental health. Additionally, active senior housing often provides customized residential options considering residents' health status, economic capacity, and preferred lifestyles. Rather than simply fitting into a predetermined mold, it respects and supports individual lifestyles. For example, they provide customized meals for residents who need to control their diet or operate health management programs for those with specific conditions. This shows how delicate consideration of individual characteristics can enhance quality of life in old age. In fact, many active seniors continue to actively participate in society after retirement, doing volunteer work or starting new businesses when housing actively supports this way of life. Life in old age can become even more enriched, not just a space for sleeping, but a place that recharges life's energy and serves as a stepping stone for new challenges. That's what active senior housing can provide. As Schopenhauer said, if you want to avoid boredom and constantly find vitality in life, active senior housing will be a wise choice. This housing will provide an optimal environment for those who want to live actively without losing their sense of agency in life, even in old age. Third, you should choose housing. With universal design applied as we age, our bodies undergo various changes. Thresholds that were nothing before become obstacles, and handles may feel uncomfortable, weakening vision and hearing, declining balance, and decreasing muscle strength are natural aging process. As Schopenhauer said, the human body is made to feel pain. In other words, we inevitably experience physical discomfort due to aging, but what helps minimize this discomfort and enables safe and convenient living is universal design. Universal design means designing buildings, spaces, products, etc., so that everyone can use them conveniently, regardless of age, gender, nationality, or disability. For elderly single households, housing with such universal design applied is essential. For example, slip-resistant flooring greatly helps prevent falls, especially in spaces where water is used frequently, like bathrooms and kitchens. It's important to check if slip-resistant treatment has been applied. Even a small step at the toilet or entrance can be a major danger for seniors, so careful consideration is needed, such as removing thresholds or installing ramps. Also, if safety grab bars are installed in toilets and shower rooms, they can be used much more safely. Grab bars you can lean on when you suddenly lose balance act like lifelines. If there are grab bars beside the bed or in hallways, safety during movement can be further enhanced. Schopenhauer believed life is full of suffering, and wisdom lies in reducing this suffering. Universal design is precisely a wise method of reducing such suffering. Kitchen sinks with adjustable heights allow comfortable cooking without bending the waist, and wide doors in hallways allow barrier-free movement, even if wheelchair use becomes necessary. This is an important element that helps maintain independent living for a long time. Beyond simple convenience, it's also a good example to secure a spacious shower area instead of a shower booth, and install a shower chair. Faucets and door handles should also be changed to forms that can be operated easily without effort. Button-type switches or lever-type handles fall into this category. Lighting is also an important element. Bright and uniform lighting helps secure visibility, and installing sensor lights at night can reduce the risk of falls in darkness. These small considerations come together to greatly improve quality of life in old age. They reduce unnecessary risks and add convenience to daily life. Also, housing with smart home technology applied is worth considering. If you can control lighting, temperature, and home appliances with voice or smartphone using IoT technology, much more convenient and safe living becomes possible. For example, if you think you didn't close the gas valve when going out, you can control it remotely with your smartphone, and there are systems that automatically contact family or emergency services when emergencies occur, such as collapsing at home. Emergency call buttons installed in bedrooms or bathrooms enable immediate help requests in critical situations. For seniors with limited mobility, functions to adjust blinds remotely or lock doors provide great convenience. Such smart home technology is especially helpful for seniors living alone. It plays a role in improving quality of life in various aspects, including safety management, health management, and convenience. Schopenhauer emphasized that the most important thing in human life is minimizing suffering. Universal design and smart home technology will be wise choices that minimize such suffering and make life in old age safer and more convenient. Acknowledging changes in our bodies and improving the living environment accordingly is important preparation for a retirement without regrets. This is not only for yourself, but can also be a wise choice that reduces the burden on family members who may need to care for you. Fourth, you should choose co-housing or senior welfare housing that supports social connections. The greatest enemy of living alone in old age is loneliness and isolation. No matter how convenient and good your home is, if no one is around. It's easy to lose vitality in life, Schopenhauer said. Solitude is a friend to the wise man, but an enemy to the foolish. In other words, some people can enjoy being alone, while others cannot, especially as we age. Social networks shrink, making it easier to feel isolated after retirement. Workplace relationships are severed, and as children become independent and leave, social interaction often decreases significantly as an alternative. To solve this problem, co-housing and senior welfare housing are gaining attention. Co-housing combines private and common spaces, simultaneously guaranteeing social interaction and privacy. It's a structure that respects individuals' independent living, while allowing them to dine together with neighbors or engage in joint activities. When needed, for example, residents can naturally interact by using various common facilities together, such as common kitchens, dining spaces, workshops, and vegetable gardens. In these common spaces, residents prepare meals together, share hobby activities, check on each other's well-being, and help one another, naturally forming bonds. This has the advantage of being developable on a small to medium scale near residential areas, familiar to the elderly, allowing formation of new communities without disconnection from the local area. It offers better accessibility than large-scale senior housing on urban outskirts and allows experiencing new communities without straying far from existing life foundations. Residents care for and rely on each other, alleviating loneliness and cultivating community spirit. When someone suddenly falls ill or needs help, having nearby neighbors who can immediately assist provides tremendous security. For seniors living alone, Schopenhauer believed humans are essentially selfish, but also social beings. Co-housing is a wise residential model that can simultaneously satisfy both aspects of human nature. When you want to be alone, you can rest fully in your private space, and when you want to interact, you can mingle with people in common spaces. This system provides an ideal residential form for elderly single households, in that it respects individual freedom and independence while providing the warmth and safety net of community. Also, within the community, you can share each other's talents, exchange knowledge, and find meaning in life. For example, one resident might offer cooking classes while another shares gardening know-how. Such talent donations can flourish. These activities greatly help overcome the lethargy that may come in old age and maintain vitality in life. Also, senior welfare housing can be a good choice. Senior welfare housing, supplied by government or public institutions, provides both residential space and welfare services at affordable rents. Such housing usually has senior dining facilities, exercise facilities, and medical facilities within the complex, allowing residents to use them conveniently, especially for low-income seniors. It plays an important role in reducing economic burden while helping them lead stable retirement lives. Beyond simply providing residential space, professional social workers reside, check residents' health conditions, and link necessary welfare services. Providing integrated care services, they support seniors' lives in various ways, such as living support, medical consultation, and emotional support, which provides practical help to elderly single households. Schopenhauer believed wisdom lies in reducing unnecessary suffering. Economic difficulties or social isolation can cause great suffering in old age. Senior welfare housing is an effective policy support that reduces such suffering by supporting at a societal level problems difficult to solve through individual effort alone. It helps all seniors spend their old age with dignity and comfort. Thus, in retirement, beyond simply a physical space called a house, a residential form that combines social networks and welfare services is important. Co-housing and senior welfare housing will be wise choices that help you live a life that's not lonely, but healthy and vibrant, even when living alone in old age. Ultimately, the home we should live in during retirement is not simply a fancy, large house. It's a home that understands our lives, meets our changing needs, and helps us connect socially in a safe and convenient way. What does your retirement home look like? I hope today's discussion has been somewhat helpful for your happy retirement planning. I'll see you next time with more useful information.